everybody. Welcome to our yome. I am in my little crofty area today.
Hello friends, welcome back to our yome, our yurt, high up in the Great Smoky Mountains. This is episode 39 of the Ruby Moss Cottage Yurt.cast. This mountain sure has known how to welcome this girl from the flatlands with some kind of winter. It's been cold. This past week, we have literally lived in the clouds, followed by snow clouds, bringing lots of snow. It's been cold, but it has been glorious. The perfect weather for my handmaiden woolly heart. I am thriving with this cold weather, but my husband is kind of getting tired of it, so he has been busy with indoor projects. I'm so excited to get these shelves. As you can imagine, living in a yurt means you have very little storage. While he's been busy making, I've been busy making a few things of my own.
So, it has been a cold few weeks here on the mountain. And we have, I think I've shared with you before that we have a mini split system that heats the yurt. And back in December, we had a service guy come up and service everything because we just didn't think it was pumping out enough heat. And discovered that the heat pump, I think, needed to be replaced. And so we ordered a rebuilt one. Here we are, February, and it's not here yet. So, in this cold weather, the yurt has not stayed as warm. Thankfully, we have some space heaters, and the mini split is putting out some warmth, but not a lot. We have radiant heat in the floors. We still haven't gotten those figured out. So this week, my husband, or actually just this morning, my husband got started working on that seriously. He's piddled with it from time to time, but today it really got his attention. And so we have the water circulating through it, but come to find out it takes a day and a half for that, all of that water, because it's a lot of water that circulates through the pipes in the flooring. It takes about a day and a half for it to get fully heated. So those will not be working right for another, I don't know, 24 hours. My heating blanket decided this was the week that it was going to go out. Coldest day. So I have been wearing my snow pants around the house. Now they're not thick ski pants, but they're just snow pants. They're Under Armour snow pants. So I've been wearing them over top of my leggings. Basically, I put them on when I go for a walk, and then when I come back in the house, I don't take them off until it's time to go to bed. So I've been staying warm. I've got my hand knits that I wear and shawls and other blankets and things. Plus, I keep my fingers warm because I'm always working, and that helps. My feet are always warm. So if my fingers and my toes are warm, I feel like my body stays warm. Anybody else? Well, a lot of making been going on. If you follow me on Instagram, you've seen the pieces that I'm making for my vintage line that are going into my shop update this week. And so I will show you a couple of those things here. I'm still working on some things, and I'm finding now I don't have as much time to knit for me, just to have fun, because I've started this vintage line from Vintage Blankets. If you haven't had a chance to watch some previous podcasts, I'll briefly in a nutshell go over what I'm doing. I have a whole stack of vintage blankets that I have picked up thrifting down through the years. And because I have so many blankets that I'm making or have made, quilts that I've made, dreams of other blankets and quilts that I want to make, my blankets situation has gotten way out of control. So I had this dream that I had taken one of those blankets and I had made a duster from it. And that just kind of jump-started the whole thing. This was last summer. And so I started right away working on the duster, and the duster took months, but I finally hammered it out, because you understand, everything I'm making from these blankets, I have no patterns. So it's kind of like, my sister texted me yesterday. She said, it's kind of like how people play music by ear. They don't read the sheet music. That's kind of what I'm doing with my makes. I have a vision, and so I am picking threads from the blanket, unraveling them, putting them in a pile so that I can reuse those, because I want everything to be authentic to the original make. So then when I'm laying these pieces out, making things, I pull from those yarns that I've unraveled from the blanket, and I stitch that piece together with that. So basically that's it. It's a wabi-sabi, perfectly imperfect style that is me. So I'm bringing my personality into the pieces, and it is true to the authentic piece. So if the original maker, I'm trying to think of some issues that I've run across. Like one of the blankets had spots of paint on it. To me, in my wabi-sabi frame of mind, that's part of the original character. So if there would be a big clump, obviously I would not use that piece of the blanket. Or I would use it, but I would use it for me and keep it in my home. But so there might be a speck of something here or there. It may be a little wonky in areas, but that is part of the charm. So it's not a style that's for everybody, but it is my style, and it's my personality being brought into each of the pieces. So you can imagine not having a pattern, having an idea in your mind, and then having this blanket, and you start unraveling thread from it. You put that in a pile, and then you start stitching it back together. You can imagine the time, the labor intensity that it is. I'm enjoying it. I love every piece, but the problem is I love every piece, and I'm having a hard time. I'll make it, and then I'll think, oh, but I don't want to sell this. So I am having a little difficult time there. The clothing pieces are molded to my body type. However, like the duster that's in the shop now, and it's IseeFLOWERSbyRMC on Etsy. The duster that's in there, it is like an oversized duster. So it will fit from an 8 to a 12 very comfortably, I feel. The skirt that I made yesterday, and let me see if I can, the skirt that I made, this is the back, and it's inside out. Okay, so this is the inside of the skirt. However, I like the binding, so it really could be turned inside out. What I am doing with the skirt, that's the back, is I made this, and it was just a little too big around the waist. Instead of taking the waistband off, I'm going to just go in and put some snaps in. That way, whoever buys it, it is adjustable. So I'm going to say this would probably be a size, depending on your hips, I guess. This piece would basically be about the hips. So 8 to 12 again. Here's the thing. I am making custom made orders. So if you see this and you love it and you go, you know what, I want that. Here are my measurements. I can either make you one to fit your body type, or I can say, yes, this skirt would fit you. So, but that is it. Now I wear it over leggings. I wore it over leggings. I don't really wear it. I wore it over leggings for the photos, so it is not lined. Has a slit in the back, so that gives it a little bit of give. So this is going in the shop tomorrow. No, I'm sorry, Friday. This is going in the shop Friday. Some other things I've been making are these coasters. Now, they are made, again, my premise for my business is recycled, reused, upcycled. Like, I use everything is thrifted items. So I'm making these coasters. The back of them are an old wool Pendleton blanket that I have. So I cut from the old wool Pendleton blanket. So that is the wool backing. Then these are granny squares from the blanket. And then I also blanket stitched around it, and this is yarn from the blanket. So everything is recycled. That is catching you up to date again on my business, and it's just now started. I think my Etsy shop may have been open for 2 weeks. I have sold a piece. The long scarf is sold. I'm going to make another one. Hopefully, I don't think it'll be in this shop update, because right now I'm working on a bolero, a short vested bolero. So I'm working on that, and I want to get that done for Friday's update. So I don't think there'll be another scarf this week. My goal is on Fridays to update. So and it's IseeFLOWERSbyRMC. I have an Instagram account, IseeFLOWERSbyRMC. And then also I'm posting on Ruby Moss Cottage Instagram account as of now, until I feel like the IseeFLOWERSbyRMC Instagram account is built up big enough to where it can promote the product on its own without leaning on the Ruby Moss Cottage podcast. I'm trying to post different photos, so it's not a repeat in your feed, but I am trying to highlight it on both Instagram accounts. That's what I've been working on mostly. I do have something else that's out of my bags that I have been working on. Remember the sweater. It is finished. So I guess we've moved on to what's out of my bags. The sweater is finished. Look at that. I mean, you talk about a lot of stitches. That was a lot of stitches, and it was piece by piece by piece. So the sleeves were knit flat, the sides, the back, and so you had to go in and seam all that up. And I want to tell you something. We are knitters. While they have great patterns, and while to them things might be considered a beginner level, I'm so glad that this girl did not knit this herself, because I feel like she would have never picked up a pair of knitting needles again in her life. The seaming was rather intense. I mean, and I don't know if it's because I try so hard to make it look so good. If someone's paying me to make something for them, then I want it to be good quality. But I would knit, I seamed up the shoulders, and then I wasn't happy, so I unseamed it, and it seemed like set in the sleeves did the same thing. All the stitching, I don't think the girl could have stitched it, but this is what it looks like on the pattern. And then this, and that's the name of the pattern, and I'm not going to attempt it. But that's what I've been working on, and I'm so happy to have that out of my bags, because now I have no orders. Everything I do now is for my shop and for me. And that is a good, good, good feeling to have that weight lifted off of me. So yeah, all caught up there. What else is out of my bags, you ask? Well, I'm gonna set this down there. This is the Jane Shawl. I'm glad this is finished. I do have some issues. I'm going to show you my tassels. I'll put a little wooden bead on the tassels. So it wraps around. Very, very warm. I love the colors. I am happy I made this. Very happy I made this. Now, I want to give you some pointers. Some issues that I ran into, because if I was making this again, I would not do the magic knot. First of all, this is a linen stitch, and you know, linen stitch to me should be just a smooth. Well, you feel knots every so often where your magic knot is. I don't like that. Also, those knots come undone, because as I was crocheting, I would see where one had come undone. Then when I got finished, I went back over it. There were quite a few that had come undone. I don't like that. So if I were to ever do this again, I would tie off each color. Every time I did a row, a V basically, I would cut my yarn, which means a lot of weaving in, but I would rather do that and be secure that this is a piece that's going to last forever and it's not coming, I'm not going to find a hole in it at some point. That's the only thing that I could complain about this. I definitely would not do those two things. I mean, I would not do the magic knot, and I would do each V a different color and just tie off the end and weave them in. I don't think there were any other issues that I had with it. I feel like the beginning, the instructions were not that clear, but that could just be my lack of crochet knowledge. It didn't read like a knitting pattern. I think I've told you that before, as far as telling you how to repeat. But you know, I should have made this a little bit bigger, but to be honest with you, I just got tired. It's big enough. It wouldn't be as big if I wanted to wear it as a shawl. It wouldn't be as big as I like, but I don't intend to wear it that way. I've got enough shawls I can wear like that. But that is the Jane Shawl by Handmade Makes. And it's out of my bags. Yay! That's all that's out of my bags. I don't have anything else out of my bags. I am working on, so I had this bag, and it's in there. It was a yellow, oh, what are those? These bags. I can't think of who makes them. Fringe Supply. So it was a yellow Fringe Supply bag that I had dyed up. Okay, so I had that sitting by my sofa in there. And so I thought it was a pair of socks. And I thought, oh, you know what? I'm going to pull a pair of socks and start working on those, get them out of my bags. When I opened it up, it was this blanket that I had been working on. I started it a long time ago. But it's the 10-stitch blanket. It wouldn't have been my choice of what to do next. But, excuse me, my yarn fell on the floor. But it is what it is. And so this is what I'm going to be working on for a while, which is good because I need to get this blanket out of the way. But this is the 10-stitch blanket, and you only have 10 stitches on your needle at a time. And so then you're working down through here, and you're picking up, and then you get to the corner and you make your corner. So you're always only working on 10 stitches at a time. And it's fun. It's a nice rainbowy color. I don't have the tag for the yarn that I'm using, but I will put that in the show notes in case you want to make this and you want these colors. I will let you know what yarn it is if you like these colors. Isn't that's even prettier now that I'm holding it up and looking at it, because when it's in your lap, you don't always see the beauty of something. But that is what's on my needles. Or, no, that's what's in my bags that I'm working on. This, and then the Stash Dive scarf that I showed last podcast, the different stripes. I picked that up when I just want mindless. This is mindless until you get to the corner, and then you have to pay attention. But working the 10 stitches back and forth is very, very easy. It's almost to the point where I'm much bigger and it's not going to be able to travel with me, but not that we're doing that much traveling now. Anyway, so that's what's in my bags. That and the scarf, that's it. Wow, as far as making. But let's talk about the Anne with an E Mal. I'm getting a shadow.
The sun is really doing a number here. Hold on for 1 second. I'm going to see if I can adjust something. Let's talk about our Anne with an E Mal.
That has started. The hashtag is going. So make sure whatever it is that you make, that you use the hashtag Anne with an E Mal, so that I can draw prizes from that, because we will be drawing prizes every quarter. I've already had one maker donate some patterns, so you'll be able to choose from her pattern list. I'm going to show you, and I pull it up here. I ordered my yarn. Did I order it today? It has been a long day. It is 3 o'clock, a little after 3 o'clock right now. And I've done so much work that I can't remember one day from the next. But I do have my yarn ordered for the Marilla sweater. It's really the Campsite Waffle Cardigan by 2 of Wands. But it reminds me of the Campsite Waffle Cardigan that 2 of Wands makes. So that is the sweater, the cardigan that I'm making this first quarter for the Anne with an E Mal. And I'm going to show you where I got the idea for my yarn. Marilla would not approve of this. It is too loud, to draws too much attention to oneself. But this is me, and I am free to be me. I'm doing and I'm sorry, there's a glare. My sweater, my cardigan will be red with pink sleeves. And I'm hoping it is oversized too, really oversized. I've been looking for that perfect throw and go sweater, the one that's just everyday sweater. And I'll make a sweater thinking this is it. And then I like them, but not what I'm looking for. So I'm hoping that this sweater is it. That it will be on my body every day with pajamas, with dresses, with denim, I'm hoping that you get tired of seeing it, that's how much I wear it. So hashtag all of your photos so that we can draw prizes from that. Watch the Anne with an E series, and anything that strikes your fancy that you want to make: crochet, cross stitch, needlework, quilting, any kind of make. Tag it. Put the hashtag Anne with an E Mal so that you will be eligible for some prizes. It doesn't even have to be a pattern from that. It can just be any pattern that you think is from that era that you want to work on. Tag it, okay? Any questions about the Anne with an E Mal, just message me, pop a question down below, whatever it is, and I will answer that for you. Now, I do not have anything for my book bag. Although my friend Marta gave me a book to read that I'm going to read. It's I guess it's the World War II from the Germans' perspective, so that should be interesting. Let me tell you about a podcast that I'm watching. It is called, let me make sure I get this right, Mary Matthews Handmade. She's trying to reach 1,000 subscribers, and she's really close, and she could even be there by now. But I want my followers to go check her out and follow her and subscribe if you can to help her. Let's push her over that 1,000 mark. Leave her a message and tell her I sent you and that you love her show. It is so good. She is so cute. She gives you so many helpful tutorials. She makes the cutest little hearts. I just love spending time with her. So Mary Matthews Handmade. Check her out, subscribe to her, and let her know I sent you. You will like. She puts a video up every Tuesday, I believe. So yeah, check her out. Another podcast, I've told you about her before, but it's Martushka Makes, my dear, dear friend, Marta. Marta, the reason why I'm telling you to go check her out again and subscribe to her too is because she had the Fern and Feathers wool yoked sweater that she accidentally washed and dried. And of course, you know what happens to wool when you wash and dry it. So she has transformed that into beautiful makes. That's my thing. You know, all of this repurposing your makes or repurposing other makes. I love that. That's one of the things I like about Mary Matthews. She uses everything. I love remakes. And so that's when Marta on her Instagram feed, and she said it's in her latest podcast, which I have not watched, and I plan to do that soon. But yeah, this sweater, what all she's turned it into, fascinating. And she's fascinating. I love you, Marta. Okay, that's it. That's it for this week. So come with me now. I'm going to show you my kitchen and show you the different things. The different things. I act like we've done a tremendous amount, and we really haven't at all. So just follow me in here, and then I am going to show you what we have done. I'm going to set my cup down so that I don't spill it, okay? Okay, I'm going to turn the camera. This is the finished product of my shelving. And you can see this was, chips were in that. So I've got bread flour in that. And then I will eventually get the right containers for all of this. But these are that's my baking stuff. That's my bread box. Our plates, my wine, my sprinkles and things. So I'm so happy with that. He made that this weekend, and then I painted it. Oh, and you can see the wood that's under the window. I started painting it. I'm going to stripe that. So my arm hurt. I didn't do any more. But that's it. That is my shelving. And I've got video that I will insert of the process of it being built. And I'm sorry for the bad lighting. It's the yurt. There's snow out there. Can you see the snow? All right. Okay, that's all for today. I thought I'd bring you along for my walk. I got all bundled up to come out for a quick walk this morning before I edited and remembered that, whoa, I guess I better pay attention. I have on these boots. And those roads. That's scary, so I need to pay attention or I'm gonna slip. However, I got all bundled up to come out for a walk and remembered I forgot to close out the podcast yesterday. And when I get back home, I'm planning to edit and upload so that we can spend some time together. So, this is it. I hope that you are all having a beautiful winter, summer, wherever you are, whatever your weather. I hope you're having a beautiful day, night, evening, and I'll see you again next week. Stay safe and healthy, and until then, remember that in everything you do, take it one stitch at a time.